Hey, Panda. It's been a while. Why would you be first for a Wani stream? Hey, Ocean. I know, I just saw the notification and clicked on it. Okay. uh... Hey, Dr. Coconut. Hey, Sabic. I want to build that Gator. Makes me think of the build engine which Duke Nukem 3D ran on. So, an Olivia Halford based shooter. Hey, my Chrome Lancer. I was talking about last stream, I'm typing up my first Wani fanfic, which I don't have much faith in, but I'm gonna try and put myself out there. I've already signed up for AO3, and I'm hoping I can get an email back soon. Because I posted on fanfiction.net, it's just that there's nothing Wani related there to attach it to. Snoot 'em up. I mean, if I really have to, I'll go through someone else to upload it. You're a snoot, my ass, what's the difference? What? How hard is it to get an AO3 account? You have to, like, request to be let in. So I'm waiting for them to email me back. It's really stupid. I mean, if they want to see my credentials without having to see my ID, I could just throw them my fanfiction account or some shit. That thing's probably older than me. Oh. Alright. Let me switch over. I needed to wait in a registration queue like a week. That sucks. Well, at least it gives me time to write. I don't know if it's still that way. Some time ago, it was invitation based. Crazy. Alright. Yeah, Solly time. Oh boy. The gymnasium's reinforced double doors loomed ahead. Even from here, I can hear the physical activity coming from within. Shit, I really am late. Alright, Marshka, get your shit together. A few missteps thus far, but now it's time for the real deal. I peer through the narrow glass panes into the gymnasium. The vast space revealed gleaming hardwood floors, towering basketball hoops, and neatly arranged athletic equipment. In the center of the court, rows of students stood shoulder to shoulder, tense with nervousness. My eyes focused on the figure standing taller than my fellow classmates, a broad-shouldered Australopithecus. Gotta be the coach. Oh yeah, I remember. This was the thing that Lauren was talking about. What was it? A few Fortnite streams ago. He was talking about this thing, the ape thing. Fair warning, I'd like to say the rest of the current version is not as cringe as the first half, but I thought it wasn't cringe at all until seeing you play it live, so yeah. Isn't AO3 in beta? Yeah, it's still in beta. But that's where all the Snoot and Wani content is, sadly. Okay, let's do this. As I walk into the... Oh, direct hit this time. Fuck me, what the... I wasn't paying half attention to what was in front of me. Man, my arm stings. What did I even catch? A dodgeball? Huh. Looks like my boots made a nasty gash in the floor. Wait. The angle. I'm not lined up with the door anymore. And I sidestepped into it. That was meant to be a warning shot. Shit. Everyone's looking at me. Not exactly the entrance I had planned. I can't see the coach's eyes under his cap, but I can feel the rage. Not sure if it's because I'm late, or if it's because I caught his warning shot. Alright then, note to self, don't be late again. Hearing Sally referred to as whatever that is makes me think of that Murdoch cartoon. Oh god. Wow, he took it on the stomach like a champ. Know this and know it well, son. I have a policy. Each of my platoons gets one free miss for me a year. And you just spent it. Free miss my ass. I caught the bloody thing. I shook my eyes to the students lined up next to him. Isn't this supposed to be Mia's theme? They're all petrified. I can't even begin to read their body language. You got 3 seconds to lay it on the front of your squadron, why in the great name of Katie Drockett, you are late. Well, sir. What was that? Spork isn't looking for an answer. He just wants to assert his dominance from the get-go. Not a great first impression. Can't tell if he's just a right bastard or what. The simian coach starts marching back and forth like a drill sergeant. Why is he green? You have to watch the last one. You should have been caught up. Listen up, because I'm only saying this once. In this class, we operate on tough love. We learn from our mistakes, so you better pray to Raptor Jesus you don't forget them. Because if you do... With 3 monstrous steps, the coach closed the distance of 10 yards over to me. Damn, big guy's taller than me. Hell, I'd say he's taller than Mom. Normally, it's me towering over the teacher. I will be very upset. It reflects poorly on all of us, and that's not something I will accept. So I would love to see you maggots succeed, but if you don't, I'll make it unforgettable. Bloody hell. He's gonna do the army bullshit where he punishes everyone for someone's mistake. I'm here to make friends, not to start racking up enemies on day 1. Am I understood? I promised my folks I wouldn't cause a ruckus, but I know for damn sure Mom wouldn't put up with this shit. First day, new city, never had orientation or school maps before I got from Scalar. Oh wait, no, it was after the bell that I got the map and was told where to go. Like it or not, either this bloke accepts the facts and is reasonable, or we'll butt heads all year long. This is going to be hell on my voice, but the only way to get through to these drill instructor types is by matching their cadence. Sir, I'm brand new to this campus. Orientation only concluded moments before first period, sir. I was only given a map after the bell rang, sir. To hold the platoon accountable for a failure in the supply chain would be most unwise, sir. For as this warning shot, sir, since I caught it, that free Misc shouldn't be spent. Not yet. But if I'm ever late again, sir, you can count on me to stand still and take it head on. No sense in punishing the platoon for my own failures. My throat is on fire. Let's see. Hope Coach here is a fair bloke, and he's got all the facts. Okay. Is anyone going to say anything? Fan-freaking-tastic. If I can confirm what you claim later, I'll let it go this one time. Now then, join the rest of your ranks and stiffen up. Speech 100. I used to have a schoolmate that now, looking back at it, he might have had giantism. God was 15 yet had to lean down to walk in the door. That's crazy. What a humble young man, owning up to his mistakes. Good evening all. Hey, cartoon collector. I feel them staring at me with looks of bewilderment. Going by Ben's earlier reaction to my classmates' faces, I'd wager no one dared to stand up to the big man before. I was so badass, dude. Seems like I might make some friends after all. What a massive show-off, though. Maybe I did go overboard a little. Are you kidding me? That was so freaking cool. That voice, that height, the crazy clothes. He looks like a total action hero. I can't believe he tried to convince Coach to let us keep our one free Misc. Well, that introduction could have gone smoother. Best to try and keep a low profile from here on out. The teacher takes a second to glance over us, probably trying to get his bearings after my little spectacle. Attention, maggots! I can talk. You will all drop and give me 20 of the finest push-ups. Those guts better be an ant's fart off of a pristine gym floor or else. Most of the PE teachers I've had over the years were overweight slobs content to shout orders from the sidelines. But to my surprise, this bloke actually practiced what he preaches. He takes his position to show the proper technique. Fair play to him, PE teachers should be required to embody the same physical ideals they demand of their students. I settled into the ready position and waited for Coach to push back up. Once he goes back down, I match pace with him. All around me, my classmates are in various states of what I assume is pain. Tails lashed in agitation, clawed limbs splayed in awkward angles, and horns drooped perilously close to the pristine hardwood. Years of forging steel and hauling engine blocks have their perks, I suppose. The fire in my biceps and forearms is a refreshing feeling. Been a while since I last had a good workout. On your feet, you bipedal slugs. And feel my bones pop as I stretch and flex. Damn, most of the others look half dead. Coach hasn't broken a sweat. Talk about superhuman. Speaking of, he's a cousin species, right? Definitely a primate. Could be close or far relative, though, not sure. Notice my breath is slightly hitched. Damn, starting to lose my edge. Well, if it wasn't for the metal, nah, I made my gear as heavy as they are for this reason. Push-ups with the triceps, not biceps. Oh, there you go. Now then, since it's only the first day of school, how about we have ourselves a good old game of dodgeball? Alright, Misc the scrap warrior. Push-ups work the glutes. What are you on about? Did he say dodgeball? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, dodgeball time. Turning my head, I caught sight of the voice's source, an enthusiastic dino next to me. This guy gets it. Tall, too. About half a foot shorter than me, I'd say. He's, huh? He's got the head of a Spinosaurus, but the frills of a Dilophosaurus. Hybrid. Let's go with hybrid. Either way, he looks as stoked as I am for some good old dodgeball. Aren't we lucky? First day of school and we get to play a game. Dodgeball. Fuck. Earlier about with Coach really took a toll. Most I can do at the moment is sound like a dying Tasmanian devil. I pull my bottle out of its holster and take a hearty swig. Why's you looking at me like that? It's the same look Scaler had. A look of deja vu? Alright, maggots, pick a side and keep the numbers even. This is a suicide match. And it's a free-for-all, too. Damien, why don't you socialize by picking your teammates? Goggles, you're on the blue team. So, this enthusiastic bloke is Damien, huh? Also, Goggles. Well, not the worst nickname I picked up over the years. Wait, free-for-all? I'm on the blue team. How does that work? Alright, I'm going with the human dude. I tensed as Damien's arm draped around my shoulders. My reflexes kicking in at the unexpected touch. Every muscle when taut, ready to react. To my own surprise, my limbs go along with Damien, letting him pull me to the side of the field. Normally, my instant reaction to people getting this close is to raise my guard. But something about the dino's attitude seems to put me at ease. Oh, and one last thing. His leering tone radiated pure malice. What's the first rule? We only got one. No headshots? Gang up on the weakest one. Oh, fuck. The gymnasium erupted into chaos with dodgeballs flying everywhere. I turned to see Damien was gone, swept away in the mayhem. I barely dodged a red blur, twisting just in time to avoid it. Balls ricocheted from all directions, and scales, feathers, and claws filled the air. I crouched to avoid the waist-level projectiles as sensory overload set in. Fuck me harder than a center wing. Why was this so much more chaotic than usual? So many balls, so many angles, all too fast. I shut my eyes, trying to regain control, trying to focus on isolating individual sounds amidst the chaos. Opening my eyes, I saw the gymnasium in turmoil, bodies laid scattered on the floor. It's a bloody set. So how's the first day of school treating you, bro? I look up to see the thin dino, the same bloke who had dragged me to the side of the court. The guy's just standing there, smiling at me. Going great. Just need a sec to recalibrate is all. The bloke casually dodges an incoming ball before throwing his own. Name's Damien, by the way. Marshka. Nice to meet you. You two, Goggles and Frills. You said that you two had time to talk. Does my gymnasium look like a debate stage? I mean, maybe we forgot some of those stands from the auditorium, maybe. I know a guy's uncle that could make a real classy podium. I can't tell if he's being smart or just really dense. Either way, Coach looks like he's about to explode. Do not play smart with me, son. Keep your trap shut and eyes focused on the enemy. Damien just smiles and gives the coach a thumbs up, as we weren't already in the middle of an active war zone. You got it, Mr. Solly. That's Coach Solly to you. And what's the holdup, Goggles? You gonna get in there, or was that all bluff? Or was that all bluff earlier? Was that a bluff, huh? Can't a bloke get his bearings around here? It's getting easier. I can track the balls better. Just got overwhelmed at first and needed a second. Just gotta look for an opening. Okay. Time to show them what Stirls can do. Pulling my goggles down, I sprang up from my crouch to my full height in an instant. By slightly tunneling my vision, I can avoid being overwhelmed. As I straightened, a crimson blur shot past me. Instinctively, I sidestepped, reaching out and snatching the ball out in midair. Eyes locked onto the thrower. A stunted velociraptor youth. Without hesitation, I hurled the ball back, watching it slam into him. Adrenaline surged as I surveyed the chaotic gym. Bodies littered the floor, while a few still standing dodged the storm of dodgeballs with agility. My mind sharpened, tracking each movement and trajectory. I stood tall, grinning, and moved deeper into the fray. A ball flew towards me when I caught it. Learning how to throw a boomerang tends to make your hand-eye coordination quite good. I then whipped it across the court, hitting a Dracorex student. He crumpled, but I was already focused on the next ball. Catching a ball does not count as a hit. Oh boy. Well, they can work the glutes too if you keep your body straight and don't sag. Hey, Robert. Yeah, ignore all the height stuff. I remembered writing this placeholder text until I get a proper sprite, where height wouldn't be mentioned, as you would physically see the difference. Alright, let's do a schooling system check. Was catching the dodgeball mid-air counted as a hit or not? In mine, it didn't count if you caught it. For me, if you caught it, the guy was out. Catching it makes the throw go out, and bringing a fallen teammate in the same games, yeah. Catching ball does not count as hit. If dodgeball is anything to go by, catching it nets you a lost teammate, yeah. Remember the 5 Ds: dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Alright. I sidestep another throw, catching it against my vambrace with a clang. I grabbed it before it hit the ground and launched it at an Indosuchus. The impact sent him tumbling backwards. Without breaking stride, I grabbed another stray ball and launched it across the court. A serpentine form darted into view too late, taking a hit with a thunderous thwomp. The Vectosaurus collapsed, scales rasping against the hardwood floor. Lunging low, I picked up another ball and threw it hard. The satisfying crack echoed as it hit its target, sending another dino sprawling. Suddenly a warm prickle begins to spread along my right thigh. I tense. Dread lancing through me as the sensation intensified, turning from warmth to searing heat. What the fuck? I tried to will the heat away, but the burning only grew worse, and panic set in as the sweat trickled down my brow. What in the hell is happening? I haven't even pushed myself that hard today. Did something break? Is this because of my earlier fall? No, it can't be. It could take more than that. The routine checks. And I rushed to flee Washington. I skipped my regular maintenance. My eyes locked onto the distortions in my cargo pants. Despite my reluctance, one thing is clear. I need to get off this court, now. If I don't, the damage would be immense, not to mention it would be revealed. There has to be a way to salvage this. Some excuse to get me off. Hey, new guy! A voice catches my attention from behind. Oh boy, think fast! Ah, fuck. The impact blurred my vision and sent waves of pain through my skull, shattering my focus. My head snapped back, neck muscles straining against the force. My goggles flew off, clattering across the hardwood floor. God damn it, that hit sent me airborne. But I'll be damned if this is how I go out. I braced myself and slammed my steel-plated boots into the floor. Sparks flew as my boots scraped against the hard wood, carving another gash into it. Fuck me. Dead. Shit, I think I got concussed. My vision is ass right now. Through the haze, I spotted dark pink scales and blonde hair. Gritting my teeth, I memorized every detail, vowing revenge. A drop of blood hit the floor. I wiped my face, only to see a smear of red on my hand. Oh, that's just fucking perfect. Backed halfway through my first goddamn class. Slow your roll, Goggles. Sir? The whole platoon saw that display. Platoon? I looked around. Shit, everyone stopped in their tracks and was looking at me. At least, I think so. Vision's still blurry. That cheap shot was low, even for this platoon. Still, you're still standing after a blow like that. Well, wobbling, but still standing. You've got some metal in you. I think that's enough for today. Hit the benches and get cleaned up. Hit the benches? Is that bastard trying to coddle me? Gar... I was about to retort and show this drill sergeant my medal, as he put it, but another surge of pain stopped me in my tracks. I clamped a hand to my throbbing skull as fresh blood trickled from my nose. Shit. Where the hell are my goggles? I turned around as another surge of heat shot up from my leg. This is the excuse I needed to get off the court. A glint caught my eye just off the court. My goggles resting right next to the benches. Well, that seals it then. I gave Coach a respectful salute. Alright. Wish I could do art. Somebody made a Wani animation using lines from Dodgeball. Wait. Oh, using lines from Dodgeball. Okay. Hey there, Pork. Hey, Ramon. I'll have to look up that animation later. Is it possible you could green screen him on because of his jacket? Spelling error. Amy Classic. There you go. See you in an hour. Alright, fire. I want to hug that Gator if Inko was an anime pro tag. With a weary sigh, I turned towards the benches, retrieved my goggles, and slid them back into place. Each step sent fresh agony through my skull. I sat down heavily on the bench, sighing with relief as I took a momentary break from the chaos of the dodgeball battleground. Pulling my custom goggles over my eyes, the gym's harsh light softened by the audio exposure adjustment. Seems like my leg is starting to cool off the longer I stay off of it. As much as my head hurts like a bitch, taking that headshot was what I needed to get me off the court. That said, fuck whoever did it. I studied my classmates, looking for the bastard that blindsided me from almost point-blank range. Despite my blurred vision at the time, I still remembered some details. Dark pink scales, blonde hair, but at least a few classmates matched those limited details. I couldn't even catch the species. Glancing at the other exhausted students on the benches, more than a few sported bruises, at least I'm not the only one who took a beating. Is it because I'm human? Is that why she targeted me in the dome? Or maybe it's because I'm the new guy. One thing's for sure, that headshot was intentional. That bastard wanted to hurt me. Yeah, nah, I'll be over it by morning, but I won't be caught off guard like that again. Basic HUD mode. Zoom factor 2.5. Damn. They don't hold back, huh? I recalled all the other schools I've been to. Dino kids were told to go easy during sports. But since this was an all-dino school, at least until today, there was no need to hold back when you got natural armor, right? I watched the court, littered with fallen students, and my eyes locked onto Damien. He was one of the first to approach me on his own accord. Maybe the bloke could be a good friend. Lord knows I need one. As I scanned the scene, I noticed something I'd missed earlier. Every other student wore matching uniforms. No wonder I got strange looks earlier. Not the first time I've stuck out. I'll need to visit the athletic office to get the proper gear. The throbbing in my head made me pause. Maybe after this migraine goes away. Soon enough, the period bell rang. I stood up with a sigh, eager to leave the shit show that was my first class behind. So I guess this is different. We don't get to go home early today, do we? They had to change the dodgeball to softballs for the game after the Battle Royale incident. Too many loose tooth and broken fingers on one day in the senior match between two classes. There's no rules in dodgeball. As I exited the gym and walked into the crowded corridor, whispers followed me. The words blurred thanks to what I think is a slight concussion, but a few snippets stood out. He was doing really well and just stopped. He ate that cheap shot, skidded across the court, but was still standing. Dude's built like a goddamn tank, huh? Well, maybe I made a good impression after all. What a massive show-off, though. Can't please them all, naturally. Shaking my head, I pulled out the campus map and traced my route to my next class, the third-floor art studio with Mr. Edican. Oh boy. Totally a full flight. Finally, I reached the stairwell next to an elevator, studying the steel door. I couldn't shake a sense of unease. I leaned against the wall, weighing my options. The stairwell to my right is a full flight, and I'm not sure as to the status of my condition at this moment. Meanwhile, the elevator would be the safer option. The brass key in my utility belt is quite tempting right now. No, looking at the students around me, I feel uneasy about using the elevator. They need a key, which I have. If they saw me using it, rumors would spread like wildfire. Can't have everyone gossiping about the new human needing special accommodations on day one. With a grunt, I turned to the ascending stairwell, ignoring the faint pain in my leg. I began the climb, determined not to let doubt hold me back. Don't take the stairs, bro. Come on, brain, it'll be fine. I've heard or read that somewhere. No, focus. I ignored the warning and continued up the stairs to the third floor art studio. Just a few steps from the top, going good. As long as I can avoid any extra physical activity, I think I can get through. Fuck me sideways. Oh no, ending one already! Tumbled down the stairs, limbs flailing, cursing all the way, each bone jarring impact sent searing pain through me. With a final resonant crack, I hit the floor, limbs sprawled and breath knocked out. I lay there, pain thrumming through me, the world spinning. Jesus Christ, or you mean Raptor Jesus? Raptor Jesus, did you see that? Is he okay? Holy shit, he fell down an entire flight of stairs. Fuck. Can't open my eyes, everything hurts. Looks like we're going home early. Oh shit, he's doing a Yamcha. What did he say? Someone get the nurse, he's not moving. Fuck, get them yourselves instead of just standing there. Jesus. What in the name of Raptor Jesus happened? Warned you about the stairs, bro. Fucking brain, not now. I think I'm passing out. I told you, dog. Oh, fuck me dead. Everything hurts. Thoughts on the gym class. I already got a few things I want to change, but some opinions would be nice. It did feel very anime. I don't know. There's too much exposition. Wani and Snoop move the story along at a quicker pace. That's true. Anand. Oh. How long was I out? I'm on something soft, that's for damn sure. It's sure as shit not my bed, so where the hell am I then? Fuck me, it's bright in here. I reach up to cover my eyes and feel the skin above them is bare. Fuck me. Not again. Though the disorientation, I noticed my custom goggles on a nearby table, glinting under the fluorescent lights. My fingers dance across the microdials, each click grounding me in reality. Anti-glare mode enabled. Thanks to my goggles, my eyes stopped getting flashbanged by the lighting. I began to take in my surroundings with heightened awareness. My attention was drawn to an open cardboard box on the nearby table. Inside, I saw my tools and gadgets. My collapsible metal boomerang glinted beneath the filtered light, and my utility belt with its pouches looked intact despite my tumble. Well, at least whoever brought me here chose to keep my kit close at hand. I noticed my battered backpack on a padded chair. At least all my stuff's is intact. A wave of dread washed over me. I quickly snapped my head downwards. My steel-plated boots were still on, unblemished despite my fall. Thank God they didn't try to remove them. That said, damn, it's gone limp beneath my right knee. I'll have to favor my good leg for now. All alone and not even a school nurse or anything. Oh, there she is. Looks like she's attending to another student who has gotten his snout stuck in a traffic cone. Is this real or a fever dream? Looking at the clock on the wall. Fuck me, it's already noon. Would also explain the pounding headache. Hey, you. You're finally awake, Goggles. Coach, what is he doing here? Also, what'd he say? Calm yourself, cadet. We took a hard fall back there. I guess I did. Wait, did you bring me here, sir? That's right, Goggles. I had to carry you after that tumble. He eyes the Van braces sticking out from underneath my jacket sleeves. Wasn't expecting you to be wearing weighted gear. I'd say over 200 pounds all up, correct? Yeah. I think it's about 100 kilos. What the fuck is a kilometer? Gotta say, Goggles, I'm sorely disappointed in the sheer number of gawkers who just stood around running their traps. Saw the whole sorry display with my own eyes as I came around the corner. Slinky, everyone loves... Oh god, ending one. Oh. Yes, playing through Snoot for the first time and I see that. I feel like they wouldn't let me bring that to school. The boomerang? Just my preference as a reader and writer. I prefer stories with tight pacing for more narrative momentum. Too many details and expositions can kill a story's momentum. It's foldable, so it just looks like a slab. Again, if I had a sprite, it makes sense, but yeah, I need to reword a lot. Hey you're finally awake. Wani Gator, but it just boots up Skyrim. Saw the whole sorry display with my own eyes as I came around the corner. You were laid out cold, sprawled across the damn floor like a sack of rocks. But did a single one of those spineless gawkers make a move to help? Give you a once-over, check for vitals, anything? Instead, they just huddled together like a flock of dino preschoolers, whispering about how you dropped like a rock on those final steps. He noticed me swaying, no doubt about to say why. Real talk, Goggles. What in the name of Raptor Jesus happened out there? Shit. How the hell am I supposed to explain this? I raised my hand, ready to deflect, when I remembered the bloody smear on my knuckles. That's it. Truth be told, sir, I think the head trauma was worse than I thought. Not a fan of lying, but the truth can't be revealed no matter what. After that incident in the gym, I was running on adrenaline. Between the head rush and my excitement, I guess I got ahead of myself on those stairs. Missed that last step and went down before I could react. I stepped on my first day. I know it's no excuse, sir, but after everything that led me here, I hope to make a better impression than being the guy who fell down the stairs. Son, I know a defeated man when I see one, but there's no way in hell I'm letting a student of mine give up so easily. It's the first period of the first day and you're already giving up. Either way, that's a pretty nasty lump you got there. You gotta watch around some students, if you know what I mean. I blink a few times and try to recall some details. Dark pink scales, blonde hair, that mocking voice. Still can't make out her face, though. That one, she's, He chuckles to himself a bit. She's something, alright. Yeah. Sheila looked like the bloody devil herself. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, Goggles. Don't let a few bumps and bruises get you down, cadet. From what I saw today, you got more metal than half the fossils here. Anyways, take the rest of the day off, kid. Wait, what? I'm telling you to go home. Principal gave the okay. I jolted at Sally's gruff proclamation. The headmaster himself said I could take the rest of the day off. Part of me bristled at the implications, ready to argue. But the words died as fresh pain shot through my body. Damn, I really am stuffed. Pragmatic part of me knew Coach was right. I was just lectured about not giving up. Well, I don't want to give up, sir. No, you should go home to your folks. We've already gotten in touch with them. I should be here to pick you up soon. When you get back, don't give up so easily. I give Coach a nod and a half smile. He holds the door to the nurse's office open. I grabbed my backpack from the nearby chair and slung it over my shoulders. My fingers brushed over the familiar tools and gadgets in the open cardboard box on the table. Securing my gear in place with practice motions, I exit the office, Coach Solly closing the door behind us. If it's the kind of boots I'm thinking of, the entire building would have felt him falling. I knew a guy that wore steel-toe boots to school. I've gotten really good at playing the gourd flute my brother gave me. If his condition is serious enough to trigger him at a moment's notice, then Scalar wouldn't let him take PE. Sorry. That's a plot hole. The condition in question is a secret Miss Scalar doesn't know, and it doesn't trigger randomly. It'll make sense later on. Maybe the Australian healthcare system lost his paperwork. But she gave him a key to the elevator. If it's important that he have that condition, then have Scalar wait to give him the key. Oh, and here's for tomorrow. A brown paper bag is shoved into my arms. Peeking in, I see something blue and gold wrapped in plastic. If you hadn't been late, you could have changed into those. I appreciate it, sir. Next time, Goggles, don't freeze up. Got it? Aye, sir, loud and clear. The smile is uncanny, to say the least. Now scram, cadet. His med file mentioned a former wheelchair. That's while she gave him the key. Oh, this has got to be the worst fucking first day I've ever had. My feet drag along the linoleum floor. I can't help but painfully think of all the failures of the past few hours. My horrid attempts at socializing, my blow-up at Coach and the principal, the dodgeball hit, and the damn staircase. The worst of it being because of my damn leg. I shouldn't have skipped the diagnostics. Just gotta get home and get everything fixed up. On the positive side of this, I held my own during the dodgeball match, before my issue anyway. As for the creative level, Halford's piece is in the gala, so it's meant to be the best of the best. But if the majority is even half as good as that piece is, I've got my work cut out. I was hoping I'd make some friends too. I stop and shake my head. I did make a couple of good impressions before everything went wrong. My camera goggles are the best bet in regards to Ben. As for Damien, I think he's just a chill bloke in general, at least from what I've seen thus far. Meeting a couple of decent guys is a start. But that was before everyone saw me fall down the stairs. Just you wait, St. Hammond. Today was a test run. Tomorrow's the real deal. At least the hallways were empty. This med file mentioned... Oh, wait, I think I've read that. He says he's fine now, as she saw him walk in her office, but she still gave him the key to cover his own ass if something does happen, basically. As I finally step outside, the sunlight washes over me. I limp my way to the car park and take a seat on the bench nearby. Just when are my folks supposed to... Car horn sound. There we go. I know that black Ford Falcon anywhere. I get up and walk towards it. At least I didn't have to stand around like a stunned mullet for too long. Marshka, oh thank Raptor Jesus you're alright, love. I'm fine, Mom, really. Any attempts at bravado is crushed out of me by my mom's iron grip hug. Dad notices my limp immediately. Easy there, Digger. Dad loops his arms over my shoulder to help keep me upright. What the hell happened, love? She scans my body, looking over my faint bruises and obvious limp. Did someone do this to you, Digger? Mom's jaw clenches in anger, fury burns in her eyes. Yeah, nah, it's complicated. I'll explain it on the way home. The look of worry on Mom's face is crystal clear. She and Dad exchange a look, and Dad helps me hobble to the car. Alright, let's get you home, Digger. Just imagine an Australian 2002 Ford Falcon Forte. Totally a new car, yep. Take it easy, love. Mom is fumbling beneath the surface, but for now she's keeping it in check. Fuming. Dad drives out of St. Hammond's parking lot, beginning our trip home. No use hiding it. If anything, my folks have my back, no matter what. You guys remember our hasty move from Washington? What's Washington got to do with this? Your tools. Seems Dad's on the money first. When the call came to move, we packed your tools first. We haven't unpacked them yet. Damn it, Digger. We should have known you'd need a full diagnostics before heading back. No. Oh, no. Arshka loves. Love, you have to tell us. Did your leg? I know exactly what she's implying. It was going well at first. Got all sorted with Miss Scaler. My first class was PE with Coach Solly. I stared out at the passing scenery and can't help but give a faint chuckle. My classmates don't hold back. Did you guys know St. Hammond was a pure Saurian school until today? What? But the website said all were welcome. Yeah, it is open to all. They just haven't had many humans before. I only saw 2 other humans myself at the station near home. Suppose that means most, if not all, of our customers will be Saurians then. Could be a good chance to... Oh, shut it, HUD. We're not increasing the prices for Saurians. Just saying, Saurian cars take more work to make them usable with tails and long necks and the like. Doesn't matter. A little extra work and time isn't going to break our bank. Guess that's true. Not a good move from a business standpoint, but I guess we'll be known for being fair. Might help us in the long run. Oh, fuck the industry standards. If you weren't such a logical person, I'd slap you for even suggesting that. Despite the harsh words, there's a casual tone. Mom knows Dad is just doing his job, looking out for the family's finances. Not like it'll ever be an issue. After all, most of the stuff we own, we make ourselves, only buying what we can't make. Anyways, you were saying, hon? Alright, it was overwhelming at first. The students have never held back before. But once I got my bearings, I gave half the class a run for their money. You two would have been proud. Then, it happened. Right in the middle of the court, a burst of heat from my leg, hotter and quicker than it should have been, froze me in my tracks. That's when someone hit me in the face from point blank. I could see Mom's knuckles whiten, the leather seat creaking under her grip. Someone hit you at point blank? When I get my hands on who... Her words trail over into enraged gibberish. Easy there, love. Somehow, as always, Dad's able to calm Mom down. She's still gripping the seat almost hard enough to tear it off, but she's trying to keep a lid on things. Is that how you ended up in the infirmary? Not exactly, Dad. I was just part 1. And that hit turned out to be a good thing, Mom, sort of. My leg was heating up faster in that dodgeball match. If I kept playing, it could have gotten much worse. Whoever hit me did me a favor. I touched the dried blood on my lip. You mean they didn't clean him up at the nurse's office? Because of the nosebleed, Coach benched me, letting my leg cool off before anything bad happened. I'm still furious about someone cheap-shotting you, but I'll hold back for now. That doesn't explain how you ended up in the infirmary. We got a call saying you were out cold. Right. I take a deep breath before continuing. After the period ended, I have to get to my next class on third floor. I wandered the halls until I found a stairwell next to an elevator. So you took the elevator, right? During orientation, Miss Scaler, the principal, saw the recommendation for a wheelchair in my file. She gave me a key for the elevators, though I told her I wouldn't need it. A key? But why didn't you take the lift, Digger? Mom looks at me through the rearview mirror. From the look on her face, she's worked it out. I give those to students who need them, right? Mom shrinks in her seat, deflated. You didn't want to use that key in front of the other students. Didn't want them to know something was wrong. Yeah. I rub the bruise across my head, doing my best to hide my wince. Let me check chat. Letting him in P where Ken and does gets hurt is not covering her ass. The opposite, if anything, that's true. Is Marshka Australian or British? Australian. The idea of a disabled human student is interesting, but he absolutely doesn't need to have a PE scene. I mean, my disability prevented me from physical education. I had to show up, but they just made me walk. And yes, I can use my legs. It's just I had a heart condition where I couldn't overexert myself, so they just had me walk. Where am I? Sorry, mate, this is an Australian server. You didn't swear enough. Unlike Sonic, she don't chuckle. Me as a driller made in DRG. That's our word. You can't use it! That's true. I'll take it into consideration. On one hand, Marshka hates being coddled and thus fights against the idea he can't handle running our physical activity, but that is something I'll think about. Well, you can have them stealthily not put physical education in there. I don't know. Or out of sight, out of mind, you know? I don't know. It's just a suggestion. Then write a scene where he wants to be in PE, but they won't let him. But then he'll have the Tism rage. He'll go full Hulk. Oh. Alright. The hallway was too crowded. Like an idiot, I took the stairs instead of using the key. It was fine at first until I reached the top of the first flight. Mid-step, my leg just gave out, tumbled all the way down. I sighed, looking out of the window. I blacked out when I hit the floor. Next thing I knew, I was waking up in the infirmary a few hours later. Damn it, love. Yeah, this is all my fault, really. If I had just taken the damn elevator. Do you think it was because of the headshot? No. Well, it didn't help. But I think it would have happened anyway. Well, at least it wasn't the faculty's fault this time. We sit in silence for the next few minutes. I watch as we pass by shops, malls, then homes, then parks. Found a space for you at home. It's small, but perfect for your more delicate projects. Workbench is ready, tools are arranged. Everything's set for you when we get home. I feel a warmth in my chest. If not for their constant support, I would have given up long ago. Thanks, guys. Don't know what I'd do without you. Just you wait. Tomorrow I'll show this campus what we Sturls are made of. Despite the look of faint concern across Mom's features, her eyes beam with pride as well. That's my Digger. Just focus on getting better tonight, love. Don't push yourself too hard before you've recovered. Your mom's right, Digger. Take it easy for now and get back on track. St. Hammond's will be there tomorrow. And with that, we all fell into a comfortable silence. I get the feeling they want to say more, but are holding back to give me a break. What with this head lump and all. Tard rage. Yes, I didn't want I didn't want to get that Outrageous. Still want him in class with Damien. Maybe home ec. That's the only class we know Damien is in, right? Hey, it's a perfect opportunity to explore that side of Damien. Yeah, do a home ec scene. Damien can be in any other class. You can have Damien help him cook stuff. Note to self, shorten the hell out of this. Garage. Falcon's rumble grew louder as Dad drove down the dirt driveway to our still new home. Dad drove the Falcon over a concrete lip and into the hangar beside our home, the engine's growl echoing in the still partially empty space. It hasn't even been 2 whole days, and yet the hangar was already filled with tool cabinets, welding stations, and other heavy machinery. The far end marked by another hangar door leading to the vast junkyard beyond. We're home, love. Dad stopped the car near the room in the back of the hangar. I'll get some ice packs. Those bruises need some care, Digger. Everything's ready in the nook, just like Mom said, through the door in the corner over there. Thanks, guys. As Mom gets out, I hear the brown bag Coach gave me. Oh, I hand her the brown bag Coach gave me. Sports uniform. Should probably wash it first since it's brand new. Mom takes the bag from my hands. I sense her giving me another once over. Concern still faintly etched into her features. Leave it to me, love. I'll get it washed so it's ready for you in the morning. Engineer forging machinery here. Back of hangar junkyard. Engineer forging machinery here. With a grunt, I eased myself out of the Falcon, legs still hanging limp for most part. Mum hovers nearby, ready to catch me should I fall. I'm fine, Mum, really. Dad drives the Falcon out of the back of the hangar. He parks next to Mum's Ranger on the concrete pad near the junkyard gate. I give Mum a reassuring nod and thumbs up before turning towards the steel door at the back of the hangar. Inside, I see my workbench gleaming under the industrial lights. Pegboards line the walls, filled with my treasured tools and gadgets. My soldering station and grinder clove are ready to go. I take off my custom jacket, feeling the familiar fabric before hanging it on a hook. I remove my steel vambraces, setting them down on the bench. As much as my head still hurts, I can't help but smile at the thought of having my own workspace again. I sit on the mobile chair, taking in the neatly arranged tools on the pegboards, and the cherished gadgets filling the drawers and cubbies, all ready for use. Beside the U-shaped workbench, several tool chests are filled with heavy machinery and specialized components, everything I need to function correctly. I take a deep breath and remove my steel-plated boots from my left leg. Feeling the familiar weight, this boot clatters onto the workbench with a loud clang echoing through the room. With a grunt, I remove my matching boot from my other leg. Another clang rings out as I place it next to its twin, feeling some relief. I, I grasp at the latch along my right pant leg and tug, disengaging it and letting the bottom half of the heavy canvas fall away. And there it is, my greatest achievement. And shame. A few twists here, and as I remove the final clasp, off it comes. This is so ass XD. My prosthetic, a marvel of alloys and hydraulics, lands on the workbench with a clang. Handcrafted, designed to be as silent as possible, coupled with my heavy iron boots, invisible as I walk. Here in my private sanctuary, I am free of scrutiny, no prying eyes, just the comfort of my craft. No one can stare at me, no one can think of me as broken or incomplete. I lean forward and grasp the prosthetic, giving it a once-over to assess the damage. Carbon fiber polymer housing remains unblemished despite my tumble. No sign of any heat damage yet either. With a twist, I disengage the clasp and open the casing. Inside, a complex array of gears, pistons, and hydraulic lines are revealed, each component meticulously placed. Indicator lights for circuit boards and processors still flicker. I bend the limb at the joint. All the gears seem to turn without issue. The central core, the component that converts mechanical vibrations onto thermal energy, allowing the limb to function silently, remains intact. And what the fuck went wrong? Initial scans from my custom multimeter come back negative. The housing and hydraulics are intact. There. Fracture on one of the tertiary heat sinks catches my eye. Fuck me. If I didn't get off the court when I did, worse is it's fucking tiny. The fracture isn't even the size of my pinky. The fact that the fact I can be brought down by this. Shaking my head, I gather the tools for repairs. I lay out replacement heat sinks, thermal epoxy, and other components. As I twitch, you know what? Drink time. Then we'll confide in chat. You can have Damien help him cook stuff. And then I heard say cook meth together. Damien, naked apron. What? Damien, we need to cook. Then Damien puts in the muriatic acid instead of the caustic soda, and boom. Can you tell I just joined this from Google Images? Yeah. Hello, what did I miss? A lot. You missed a lot of exposition. I met a couple of scrap warriors. They always have fun and make some of the most dumb stuff when they're not in the junkyard. Oh damn, prosthetics was not my first guess, but it was up there. Prosthetic limbs are cool as hell. Alright. I marvel at the intricate design of my life's work. Circuit boards and processors thrum with purpose, their multicolored lights flickering in silent symphony. As the leg rocks from me getting the damaged unit free, I notice the main hydraulic piston seems to move fluidly, as if nothing was controlling it anymore. It would seem that skipping my routine maintenance damaged more than just the thermal regulation systems. So you're the reason I fell down the damn stairs. Shaking my head, I grab my soldering iron and begin repairing the circuitry and wiring harnesses. This should have never happened. No point submitting to self-loathing now. It did happen, simple as that. All I can do now is fix the damage and move forward. Looks like I'll be stuck in this chair for the next few hours. As good as I've gotten at pogoing, hopping around on one leg just looks ridiculous. Well then, get a crutch. Best get to work then. Time skip 3 hours. New time 4:29 p.m. Current date September 4th, Monday, 2:01 m 2023. It's been hours. God, I need to stretch soon. Almost done. I heard noises from outside my workshop in the hangar. Mom and Dad are up to something out there. Doubt they've managed to get a customer just yet. Reinstalled the repaired heatsink. Some tweaks and patches to the main hydraulic piston have it only moving when desired as well. There we go. Good as new. I lean back from the workbench with a sigh, reassembling my outer casings with a series of deft clicks. The carbon fiber polymer panels secure into place with a satisfying hiss. Bracing against the workbench, I guide the prosthetic into position and engage the quick-release coupling. A tremor of ghost pain hits me as I twist the final magnetic clasp into place. An everlasting reminder of that day, and that I'm not whole. Standing up, I test the repairs. Worried at first, but as I take the first step, pride replaces fear. The prosthetic moves fluidly with no stiffness or warmth, just the solid carbon fiber polymer plating and the soft, almost unhearable whirl of pistons. Like today didn't even happen. I do a quick lap around the workspace. Aside from the 2 errors in the tumble, my prosthetic remains intact. Completing my circuit, I touch the welt on my temple. Feeling the ache, leaving my gear behind, I head off to find my folks. Most of the heavy machinery out here was unpacked while I was at school. So what were those noises I heard earlier? Either way, Mom and Dad have this place running smoothly in no time, with customers flocking to our door before the week is through. Entering the main house, I'm greeted by a chaotic jumble of half-assembled furniture and unpacked belongings. Make my way through the maze of packing crates and cardboard boxes, eventually reaching the kitchen. Here we go again. Hey guys. Mom looks me up and down, a look of pride across her lips as she sees me standing as I was this morning. But then pride fades. The narrowing of her brows suggests she wants me to say something, but is hesitating. We could have helped. She stops, clamping her jaw shut. I know exactly what she's trying to say. I look down on my leg, light from the kitchen window reflecting over the V3 patch along my calf. V1 was a pile of shit, but it was a start. V2 I did build with my folks, and I was able to limp around with it, but then... I shake my head. I don't want to think about the fate of V2. I can never allow that to happen again. Can never let anyone touch or work on my leg again. We're here if you need us, okay, love? Choice is yours as always, kiddo. For half a second, I swear I see Dad's stoic expression falter. Either way, we've got your back. On the ice pack. Here you go, Digger. For that mug of yours. Cheers, Mom. I notice a look flash across Dad's face, as a look he makes when he remembers something. All right. Come here, kiddo. Got something to show ya. Dad's holding something in his hand. He holds it out to me. It's my Vembraces? No, it's my spare set. It's painted? Golden yellow and navy blue trim. Same colors as the sports uniform. Mom pulls up my spare boots and slams them on the center island. Did you get spare boots as well? But why? Mom holds up the sports shirt and pants and it becomes clear. Ah, shit. Short sleeve shirt and sports shorts. You painted your spares in hopes the school will let you wear your gear during PE. If they don't, we would prefer not to cause trouble. Both Mom and Dad narrow their brows. If they refuse, don't be afraid to push back. Obviously, your Vembraces are optional. We both know you'd never give up the boots. And if I gave up the Vembraces, but not the boots, people will ask questions. Exactly, Digger. So if they make a stink about it, don't give them an inch. I wouldn't give them up. I wouldn't give either up anyways. Without the Vembraces, everyone would stare at the scars. Mom sighs. Of course, it would be best if we can get through this without causing any incidents. Hence why we painted your spare outer platings to match the sports uniform. Looking at the plating, the colors match quite well, plus Coach seemed impressed with how heavy my gear is. If I claim it's weight training, I'm sure Coach will be fine with these. Thanks, you two. I'm really glad I have you both. Mom smiles as I cradle the ice back to my forehead. Well, that's day one in our new place done. Not counting move-in day, I guess. It's my turn to cook tonight. I'll make something extra meaty to help with your recovery, Digger. Nothing beats Mom's meat-based dinners. Even Dad has a hungry grin at the thought. Sounds like a plan, love. Dad heads off, waving between still-packed moving boxes into a room on the other side of the living room. From what I can see here, Dad's turning into his hub, as he likes to call it. Terminals are almost set up. Going to start setting up the family business webpage. Should keep me busy while you cook, love. Mom chuckles to herself. That man and his computers. Alright then. Judging by the orange light outside, it's time to get cooking. You just take it easy for now, Digger. I'll call you when dinner's ready. No worries, Mom. I pick up the painted Vambraces and navy greaves before heading off. I am cooked. Alright, what we got here? How's chat doing? Is this guy an artificer? To be fair, I didn't expect him to have prosthetics. Mother's a mechanic engineer, father's an electrical engineer. Math checks out, at least to me. Bear should just become Gray Man from TF2. He is the Metal Gear Solid 5 of snoots. He's a Venom Anon. A leg to surpass Metal Gear. Peak parents. Ultra Kill reference, I never played that. Unintended Ultra Kill ref, but true all the same. Sorry, but I can't take it seriously with the... Any father's stoic expression has changed, with Neo standing there. Yeah, I know, right? I hope Mia finds out about MC's prosthetic leg and starts talking like a pirate to make fun of him. From the gym class to the bloody stairs, limping home and patching myself up, I'm exhausted. Entering my new bedroom, I pause. My room is still mostly unpacked. I set the painted shells of my new sports uniform down on the dresser. I'll get the rest of my gear from the workshop later, but that can wait until after Mom's dinner. My gaze shifts to the window, taking in the view of gutted cars and twisted metal. My eyes drift to the rusted tank sitting in the distance. Guess we're both battered, huh? As twilight spread across the sky, my eyes drift to the bookcases nearby. Each shelf partially filled with cherished mementos. I lay down on my bed, my legs, leg, and the rest of my body groan with relief. Tomorrow, just wait, St. Hammond. This is only the beginning. Inca would have already been back up and on his feet by this time. Time skip next day. New time, 6 a.m. New date, September 5th, Tuesday, 2:01 M. 2023. One hearty meal and some good sleep later, morning comes once again. Warm light floods into my room from the window. I reach towards my face. My nose is no longer bloody, though my sense of smell is a little dulled. Still, despite my faint bruise and slight ache, I'm content. Mom's dinners tend to have that effect. I glance at the alarm clock. Well, would you look at that? 6 a.m. on the dot. Moving around so often, my eternal clock is more than used to adjusting to new time zones in only a few days. Oh, time to get up. I swing my legs over to the edge of the mattress. Reaching over, I pick up my mechanical leg, and with a few twists and clicks, it's attached. Standing up, I stretch, feeling the familiar creaks in my body. Certain bones I can crack on command as much as I want. Not sure if it's natural or the result of my injuries. My new room is neat. Just need a few more days to fully unpack, and then I can start gaming again and whatnot. My eyes lock onto one particular box labeled ME. Maybe I'll open it back up. One day, gonna store it later. No time to be dealing with that now. Time to get ready. Pretty much the same as yesterday. I pull up the detached pant leg, clipping it into place with a quick tug at a hidden latch. The detachable pant leg was Mom's idea. Perhaps the small victories of me not being ashamed of my leg at home have helped me from being worse off mentally. Lastly, my goggles. Grabbing my backpack, my new PE uniform already inside. I'll take a moment to make sure the painted van brace and boot plates Mom and Dad made are packed as well. With that, I'm all set. Time to motor. Too bad I can't actually motor. If only I still had old Bluey. No brain, shush, we don't talk or think about old Bluey. Anyways, let's roll out. Already an hour and 15 minutes in, dang. I grab my water bottle from the counter, empty the last of yesterday's drink, and refill it with some fresh Snoot Subs powder. The water turns part green, part blue this time. Looks like someone left out 2 lightly grilled pieces of Vegemite and cheese toast. Judging by the fact that it's on my old Transformers plate, I'd say it was meant for me. Tastes like home. Looking outside, I see Mom's Ford Raptor driving deeper into the junkyard. Pulling my goggles down, I could see the Raptor has the trailer attachment along with the custom wrench and side storage. I'd say Dad's taking it for a salvage run if that's the case, I'd say. Yep, sounds like Mom's already got a customer in the shop. Dad's passing by the first roundabout near the front of the junkyard. Looks like the previous owner left a full-on campsite out there in the middle. If we turn off the floodlights at night, it might make for some good stargazing. Ping. Tracking lost. Boomer out of range. Didn't see her when I got up again. She'll be right. Who the fuck is going to provoke an apex predator? Well, save for that one guy. But then again, I was back in New York, and I think that guy was on meth, or some homemade shit. Either way, Boomer will be fine. It's only a matter of time before she shows up at school. I swear, if they call animal control, it is what it is. Not like we can cage her. She either picked a lock or dismantled the cage, both by screw. Right, time to get moving. Alright, chat, what's going on? Yeah, finding it out is something I'm thinking of, but that will be far later. Chapter 1 done, and there's 2 more, god dang. And we're live. I crack my neck, it sometimes gets rid of headaches. That's crazy. I had a gray nylon pants shorts in middle school with legs that were detachable with zippers. They were hideous! Actually, I have a Ford Raptor. Ram Ranch! Wait, Ram Ranch. Dev note, Amelia working on customer's car, not pictured yet. As I enter the hangar, it's clear Mom managed to snag a customer on day 3, beating her previous best of 4.5 days. Morning, Mom. Hey, Digger. Mom's face is already coated in oil and grease. She doesn't look at me, as she's busy manhandling the sedan's engine block barehanded, or sterile handling it, as our family calls it. Rode around yesterday morning after you left, putting up flyers and whatnot, and got lucky to get a hook this early. Works slow now, but we'll be busy soon enough. She pulls out what looks like a cracked manifold. She finally looks at me and points towards the rear hangar door. Your dad's out in the scrap heap looking for parts I need. Have a good day at school, love. Please don't give me a heart attack today. I shoot Mom an annoyed look. I know she means well, just wish they both wouldn't treat me so fragile. I sigh. You got it, Mom. I'll be right. Mom smiles, but I could still sense her worry, with half her face covered in grease. That's my Digger. Show that school what we Stirls are made of. I give her a final wave and head for the exit. As I near the main door, I spot an older dino couple sitting in the makeshift waiting area, possibly the owners of the sedan. With the care Mom will put into the ride, here's hoping word of mouth does its job. Expecting Chapter 3 to have HDTF reference. To be honest, there's only minor things fully new in Chapter 2. It was mostly experimenting with choices affecting dialogue and stuff. Okay. Sometime later. On the metro again, the train rumbles towards St. Hammond's. The steady clacking of the wheels is almost soothing, letting my mind drift as I watch the scenery blur by. Sunlight streams through the window, filling the cabin with a warm amber glow. It's a middle-aged Triceratops typing away at her phone. Oh, this is where we're gonna meet Ferris, isn't it? Oh boy. Probably handling work emails. You know, Hue's a cultist. Bobs her head to the beat of whatever's playing in her headphones, occasionally mouthing the lyrics. There's also a heavy-set Ankylosaurus a few seats down, deep into his morning newspaper, brow furrowed. I think I saw these people yesterday. Guess they're stuck in their routines. No doubt such will be my fate for the foreseeable future as well. There he is. I'd take a picture with my goggles, but I'd rather not get stabbed if possible. Also, everything's disappeared. Why is it so dark? Ahem. How's St. Hammond treating you so far, Mr. Stirl? Damn, that's a deep voice. Who the hell? Holy shit, this guy is huge. How do you even fit in here? He's like, what, 8 feet tall? Dude's gotta be a bowhead whale. Yeah, it's been good so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers his hand for a handshake. His palm completely encases mine. 0 to 10 would not want to fight this guy. For a half second, I notice his eyes flicker to my embrace when his fingers brush against it. So, Mr. Ferris, how do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hammond, and I'm already aware of the new human student, if you don't mind my profiling. All that's from just looking at me. I'm partially joking. I was also informed the new student was armored, so to speak. Yeah, I do stick out quite a lot. Do you feel the need to be armored, Mr. Sterl? Damn, not often someone straight up asks. No, it's just part of my style, I guess. I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. This is a surprise psych eval. Psych eval? No, not exactly, but it is of some importance to an assignment of mine. Is this guy a fed? Or worse, he better not be fucking media. Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school, see the teachers, know the students, make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it was something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. So you're like the superintendent then. Not like I've had a full day of school yet. Should leave out my trip to the nurse's office. Though I could bring up the prick who headshotted me point blank. Nah, I'm over it. Well, classes so far have been pretty good, and the teachers I have are lively to say the least. At least from what Principal Scaler said anyway. Thumbs around for what I assume to be a pen inside his coat pocket, but decides against it for now. I see. Any favorites? Well, too early to say at this point. But I'm sure I'll really click with some of them soon. Ferris lets out a heavy, rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? Honestly, making friends hasn't been easy. Me and my folks just rolled in after moving around most of my life, but this time feels different. Why do you think that is? Well, for starters, it's my final year, so moving again really isn't an option. That, and given how St. Hammond's an art school, I reckon my gear gives me an advantage. Your gear? Well, it's half the truth. Half the reason I wear what I wear is to hide and draw attention away from my leg. Other reason is I just like my style. Half my fashion is custom made or modified. I give my jacket a tug to better show off the colors. Mass Effect N7 jacket reimagined. More of a cosplay piece, really, but with a few personal modifications. I see. Jesus, man, do you really need to get that close just to check out my jacket? If the train jerks, I'm gonna end up smeared out the window. Not really. And that's really what the youth are into these days? Well, I can't speak for everyone else, Mr. Ferris. This is just my style. I'm not into trends or brands. I just wear what I like and what feels right. He seems preoccupied with something beyond our conversation about school. I think I might have an idea as to what. Mr. Ferris? You ain't got no drip? Huh? Drip? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, I don't really follow trends much either, Mr. Ferris, but anyone can dress to impress, no matter their age. I'm sure even I can vaguely point you in the right direction. Well, I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. That makes sense. Does your niece ever see you in more casual clothing? I'm wearing them now. Sweet Raptor Jesus. I gotta save this poor bastard. Alright, it's pretty beat for beat in the first draft at least. I love this song. This mod has me by the hook so far, pretty good. Mr. Ferris glows. He glows in the dark. Yeah, in another universe he'd be an FBI agent, wouldn't he? He just had a couple of plates on him. At least he isn't dressed like the Fallout 3 Raider. Early Mass Effect N7 jacket. Yeah, the one you can buy IRL. N7 jacket ain't a bad choice. Need to come up with a spoof name at some point, like Halo Rock Ring. The one before or after Andromeda. ME3. I wonder if Snootverse Mass Effect still has the pro-human subplot in 2. Oh. I've only played the multiplayer. The rest of the ride with Mr. Ferris passes quickly, filled with easy conversation about trends in youth culture, despite me being one of the first ones to ask about such things. As my stop approaches, Ferris pulls out a business card and hands it to me. For some reason, someone as imposing as Ferris, he's surprisingly approachable. As I step off the train, I glance at the card. Michael Ferris, St. Hammond High Superintendent, among other business info. I look forward to talking to him again. Time skip, short while later. New time, 8 a.m.-ish. Period 1 P.E. Man, it feels weird without my belt and jacket. I feel exposed without them. I really hope Coach is fine with my painted gear. Damn, without my jacket and the shorter sleeves, some of my smaller and lighter scars are showing. Once we start moving, it'll be hard to see them. Just gotta be careful about letting people get a good look up close. Alright, maggots, today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. By that, I mean a good old-fashioned mild run. I want everyone out on the track field yesterday. He stated smirking before opening his mouth, no doubt with a witty comeback like yesterday. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles an hour. Can't help but scoff. Damien just smiles and shoots Solly a thumbs up. Solly's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes. Cadet Starl. Ah, shit. Front and center, a word before you go. Everything all right, Coach? Those greaves and land braces, Cadet. They're not standard issue, are they? Yesterday was a pass, given it was the first day. Can you explain yourself, Goggles? Yes, I know they're not standard issue. I was hoping I could still wear them. I hold my arm out to show the paint job. Had them painted to match the school colors and all. Plus, you felt how heavy they are, right? When you carried me yesterday. You think of it as, like, strength training. So, is that okay? Coach stays silent for a few moments. Fine, Cadet. I'll allow that get-up of yours. But only because it matches the school colors, Goggles. But don't think for a second you can use the extra weight for an excuse for falling behind their drills. Am I clear? Crystal, sir. Coach gives me a nod. I'll get your keister out from the track, Cadet. With a relieved breath, I smirk tugging at my lips after saluting Coach Solid while I turn and jog out of the gym. One of the worst. Missed that one. Who did you guys romance in Mass Effect, and why was it Tally? As I said, I played the multiplayer Mass Impact. And if I play as Femchet, it's Garrus, because he's a bro. This is a perfect chance to test the repairs I made to my leg yesterday. the overheating issue fixed, I could easily catch up and overtake everyone if I wanted to. But no need to push my luck and risk another malfunction. Settling into a steady jog at the back of the pack, I'll just keep an eye on how the leg performs for now. I can't help but smile. First lap down, no sign of any issues. Hey Marshka, nice of you to drop by. How you doing? What? Damien, don't sneak up on a guy like that. He chuckles. What are you even doing all the way back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Buddy, huh? Been a while since anyone's called me anything like that. Just pacing myself is all. You're doing great then. Cheers, I think. But shouldn't you be leading the pack or something? From the little I saw yesterday, you're clearly able. Next to Mia, nah man, not her. Mia? I'm not sure if I follow. You know, the one who hit you in the face yesterday? Snapping my focus to the front of the pack, I zoom in with my goggles. There, crimson-scaled Parasaurolophilus with blonde hair. So that's the one who got me, eh? By the by, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Up and running. Now that's a rather accurate choice of words, isn't it? I notice him looking over my vembraces, his frills slightly twitching. That armored getup of yours is pretty rad. Really digging the school colors on it. Thanks. Made them myself. Damien's eyes go wide, clearly not expecting my response. Best to move on. The less I say about my fashion, the better. So, was all that yesterday normal around here? Well, he's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not mess with her unless you're into those kind of chicks, in which case, be my guest. As for Solly, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad of a guy once he warms up to you. I'll take your word on it. Hey, don't worry, man. You're gonna fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you the proper welcome and stuff. A lunch? I mean... Marshka, Damien, don't fall behind. Shit, we've slowed way the hell down. Throat's starting to hurt too. I grab my drink bottle out of its thigh holster and take a big swig. Most struggle to drink mid-jog, but I'm well practiced at this point. Whoops, better catch up to the others before Solly brings out the punitive measure. The what? You don't want to find out, brother, trust me. The fuck? Come on, dude, let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, trying to make me move faster. You know what? Fuck it. Enough taking it easy. My leg's good to go. Mate, you're the one who needs to jet. I hear Damien's surprised sound behind me, but he quickly catches up. Within seconds, his footsteps syncs with mine as we maintain a brisk pace, far faster than our earlier jog. Mass impact. Fucking genius. I'm pissed I didn't think of it. Yeah, I get it now. Mass impact. And D7 instead of N7. I'm not your buddy, guy. The next 5 minutes, we keep this challenging speed, completing 3 full laps. By the time we finish the 4th lap, we'd slow down after reaching about halfway through the pack. Damn, I'm losing my edge. I'm not completely exhausted. Could maybe do another lap or 2, but still, I used to be better than this. Good job, maggots. Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet. I can't see Coach's eyes, but when his gaze turns my way, I can feel him glossing over my vembraces and boots before shooting me a faint grin and thumbs up. Yeah, let me grab another drink. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes. Damien walks with me as I join the rest of the male students on the way back to the locker room. Man, you really kicked it in the high gear back there. As we walked, Damien started chatting animatedly about his last 3 years at St. Hammond. Despite my occasional raspy interruptions, I couldn't help but be drawn in by Damien's stories. When we reached the locker room, I ducked into one of the small cubicles. Can't really change out in the open considering my condition. The painted casings for my braces and boots clip right off, allowing me to switch back to the normal plating. From the next stall over, I hear Damien's voice. And that's how Ben ended up hanging upside down from the main pavilion by his tail for 3 hours. I can't help but chuckle. Seems like this place has no short supply of wacky shenanigans. The bell rang, cutting through the locker room chatter. I stepped out of the stall and walked into the main hallway with Damien in tow. Well, I'm off this way, dude. Guess I'll see you around. Damien was the first bloke to extend a hand my way. I'd be a bloody idiot not to accept it. Oh, don't forget, lunch with the buds. I nod and wave at Damien before heading down the opposite hallway. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal, there were some key modifications to make better suit the majority of the student body. Drinking fountains designed for long-necked students, massive steel lockers that could withstand anything, and the ceiling lined with vines and artificial foliage meant for herbivores, or maybe just for looks. As cool as it all looks, it also reminds me that I am the only human for possibly kilometers. I've had countless weird periods in my life thus far, but this will take some time to fully adjust to. Here we go again. My thoughts are interrupted as I turn a corner and see the stairwell that almost ended my time here before it even started. Well, here we are again. My hand clenches around the belt pouch holding the key from yesterday. I glance at my schedule, AP Art and Design, 3rd floor. Fuck it, I'm ready this time. When I reach the 3rd floor, a few turns here and there lead me to the art wing. The walls are lined with hydrophobic tiles with multiple drainage gates dotted around. If I had to guess, they hose this place down each year, washing away the old works to make room for new ones. To my surprise, instead of an enclosed floor like one would expect, all the outer walls are open to the sky, marked off with waist-high railings and a safety net just below, allowing for a stellar view of the coastline on one side and the city on the other. I'm sure the flying students could easily gain access through these open walls too. Man, some Saurians are so lucky. Claws, armor, venom, some can fly. For fuck's sake. Meanwhile, what do we get? The ability to adapt to just about any climate? Hardly a fair trade. Speaking of flying, I wonder how Tyson's doing. Tyson, haven't thought about him in a long time. He was one of my first friends as a kid. A Dimorphodon. I remember getting so jealous when he started to fly. Well, more like gliding for 3 feet, but still. Yeah, I remember when I was a little tyke, school asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up. Everyone laughed when I said I wanted to fly. Tyson, Noah, Donnie, Jackie, wherever they are, I hope they're all doing well. Man, the view is crazy. How could you not feel inspired just from looking at it? But enough about that for now. Time to get moving. I walked towards the door to my next class. It's only the 2nd day of the year, and the walls were already covered in art. Well, mostly doodles, but there are some nice-looking pieces here and there. Just as I reach the door, the bell rings. I straighten up and step inside. What we got, chat? Wasn't Mass Impact a Gmod video by Kitty? Gmod, God, I first played that when I was 6. I have like 2.5 thousand hours on that. That's Mass Defect. The stairs boss fight round 2. I can't hear the words shenanigans without thinking of Super Troopers. Okay, I think there's a bug. The background is still black. Huh. The classroom's nearly full, save for a single seat near the entrance. A day sweeps over the students, some fully prepared with their supplies, others still half asleep. And there's the teacher. He's standing by the board. He meets my gaze as I step fully into the classroom, but he makes no move to usher me to a seat. That must be the art teacher. Either he's chill or he's aware I'm new and giving me a moment to take it all in. Getting chill vibes from the guy. Can't tell if he's old or young, though. I decide it's best not to take the teacher's unspoken hospitality for granted and head to the empty seat near the door. As I sit, my eyes linger on the instructor, noticing his scale wings and head crest. A pterodactyl, perhaps? I push the thought aside, noticing how most of the class seems uninterested. Their attention drifting, even though everyone's here, the teacher's just standing there. Leaning back, I catch a few whispers from the students behind me. Where was he yesterday? Yeah, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day... Oh, so it's his first day, too. Interesting. Guess that means I haven't missed much in this class. That's good to hear, actually. Just as I start to relax, the teacher slams his fist on the desk, startling everyone. The message is loud and clear. Conversation stop. Class is paying attention. Despite the casual abuse of school property, the teacher's grinning from ear to ear. Now that's a winning smile if I've ever seen one. Alright then. The pale pterodactyl picks up a strange metallic tray on a stick and points it at us. The sight of the stick makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, compelling me to instinctively pull down my custom goggles. Good morning, class. Just in time. Thank Raptor Jesus for my auto-adjusting goggles. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping at their eyes, while I can't help but smirk. Welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it at an antique store yesterday and thought it'd be a good introduction. That's not important. Worthless, actually. The rest of the class winces as the stick shatters upon impact inside the bin. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Etiquette. In the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the portable flashbang with a feather. My hand instinctively touches the feather pen tucked in one of my belt pouches. The fact that we both just happen to use avian feathers as writing tools. Not to mention the way he elegantly writes his name on the board is almost infectious. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanse of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? Wasn't here yesterday, punches his desk, flashbangs the entire class, refuses to elaborate further, but just so happens to write with a feather as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this class. This first week we'll be going in-depth on the history of fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to help get your creative juices flowing. I smirk as he mentions getting our creativity going, ignoring the murmurs from my classmates. I daydream about making something worthy of being displayed in the school gallery, something with my name proudly attached. For now, though, I'd like you all to open up your books to page 3. Alright, my book. I look around and realize everyone has a hardcover book open. Well, shit. I must have gotten theirs yesterday while I was out cold in the nurse's office. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... I raise my hand, no point in hesitating. I'll just waste the time I have left. Mr. Etiquette, sir. Considering that little jump and twitch of the wings, I take that as a reaction to my voice. Most others haven't even batted an eye thus far, now that I think about it. Most of, if not the entire student body, hasn't dealt with a human before. They probably just think all humans sound as cooked as I do. I take it Sir knows that's not the case, hence his reaction. No matter. I sigh, don't have a book yet. You don't have how? Substitute passed them all out yesterday. Oh. Oh. The word on the street is that the new kid took a nasty tumble, had to leave early on the first day. Did the streets at least mention the new kid tumbled gracefully? Oh, of course not. I believe the phrase I kept hearing was, he pulled a Yamcha, whatever that means. Sweet Raptor Christ. For a brief second, I seriously considered revealing my prosthetic leg right here and now, anything to avoid being remembered as the guy who Yamcha'd himself on the first goddamn day. You're Mr. Searle, then? Aye, sir. And in the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Cheers, sir. Well, since I was last in, the only person I can really share is the person to my side. So, hey. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Alright, chat, what's up? And he really has that one perk from COD World at War that makes him immune to flashes. Shrimp. Latican. What is this, little gator? Oh shit. It's the girl who almost ran me over in the gallery yesterday. Her wheelchair freezes me in place, dredging up rather painful memories. No, I can't think about that stuff now. Other people being in wheelchairs is a normal thing. I gotta get my shit together. Shaking my head slightly, I look at her again. I was curious about who she was after that mad dash yesterday. It was certainly intense. Well, now's my chance to find out if I don't screw it up. Yo, mind if we share your book for today? Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan, like I just pissed in her cereal. She hunches back over her open book without so much as a sideways glance in my direction. Damn. The fuck did I do? It's only my first real day, and I can probably get by without having the book for now. Still, the hell is her deal? Is what I would think, but truth was, during the later years of my confinement, I assumed anyone who even looked my way either pitied me or wanted to coddle me. Can't say it's the same for her, of course, but I can give her the benefit of the doubt at least. Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I already told him I'd personally resolve the issue. Just help me out here, alright? So it's Olivia, huh? She rolls her head back and around in a silent sigh, followed by a few seconds of dead silence. Finally, she hangs her head and nudges her book a tiny bit closer to me. Cheers. I slide my desk nearer and lean in to read the page she's reluctantly shared. Well, it's a start. It's clear she doesn't want to engage further, but at least she hasn't completely shut me out. Mr. Idakin launches into the lesson, delivering each word with over-the-top intensity, like he's performing a Shakespearean play. His dramatic flair pulls me in, but trying to keep up with my notes quickly becomes a losing battle. Every sentence he speaks feels like it's loaded with importance, and before long my scribbles are a messy jumble. Bloody hell, I might as well just copy the whole page verbatim at this point. I glance at her notes, hoping her notes might help focus my thoughts. Scritch. Whoa, now those are some razor-sharp claws on her fingertips. Suddenly, I see them retract into her scaly fingers. She wipes her fingertip on the small hand towel and... Whoa, the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A single red claw is pressed onto her paper for a moment and then quickly unleashes a series of fluid twists and sweeping arcs. There's no mistaking it. This has to be calligraphy. But to use your claws, that's so cool. Her silver irises suddenly snap in my direction. What? Shit. I said that last part out loud. Fuck it, no backtracking now. Now what you're doing with your claws, I mean, writing with them is really cool. A faint hint of crimson creeps along her scaly cheeks as I compliment her calligraphy skills. Possible friendship, maybe? Sadly, the moment is fleeting, and the next instant, she hunches her shoulders high as she humanly can. Human, dinally? No, Saurian? Yeah, that's it. Saurianly, that's it, I think. Either way, she's leaning over her notes, using her hard cover as a barrier between us. With a sigh, I rake my fingers through my hair. What hair? Rake my fingers through my hair, sliding my goggles back up as I try to focus on Mr. Idekin's ramblings. I should just stick to my own notes. But despite my efforts, I can't help but be distracted by the red strokes taking place in the corner of my vision. Every time I try to concentrate, my eyes drift back to Olivia's claws gliding across the page. I watch as Olivia dips her claws into the small inkwell embedded into her desk again. Her claws extend again, but suddenly I notice her shoulders tense up, and now there's a faint rumbling. Brrr. Hey! Ah, shit, didn't realize I was paying too much attention. Sorry. Olivia locks eyes with me for a moment, but quickly retreats behind her book again, shutting me out once more. She probably thinks I'm staring because of the chair. Either way, I need to catch up. But no matter how hard I try, my curiosity about the Gator girl won't go away. Especially, you'd think someone who's like super autistic about dinosaurs would just misspecies her as Gator. Especially when her silver stare feels like it's cutting through me. She resumed her calligraphy, but her movements seem stiffer now. Wait, she's not writing anymore. She's gotta be drawing. I really shouldn't, but scratch the scar on my throat, using it as an excuse to lean in better for a look. Wait, is that... I'm floored. She's drawing me. See, you have no hair, buddy. There's no mistaking it. My jawline, my messy hair with the invisible ink, even the high collar on my custom jacket. I don't even know what to say. In a class full of colorful dino students, she chooses to draw me. And she's doing it with her claws. I just gotta get a better look. How we doing, chat? Well, look who it just so happens to be. Hair, what's that? What's hair? Says this mod just Wani, but Inko isn't on the spectrum. You mean is? Oh no, Marshka's got the tism. He always does. He always brings it up. Well, Inko reskin. That seems to be an interesting dynamic, with them both not wanting to be coddled. Hey. Your art is really cool. Can I get a closer look? She narrows her eyes, studying me like she's searching for something. After a long pause, she holds the page closer. I can't help but marvel at the intricate line work, the way each stroke perfectly captures my likeness. The style is definitely calligraphic. It's clear as crystal that it's meant to be me. She even did my goggles in the form of a negative space. But some stray lines are coming off of my head. Wonder what's up with those. Mate, this is gross. She raises a brow, and I realize I got so excited I slipped into my Aussie vocabulary for a moment. Rather than ask what I meant, she rolls her eyes and begins to pull the page back. Mind if I take a photo? She pauses, scanning my face. Why? No one's ever really drawn me before, and definitely not as good as that. I want to remember it. She lets out a low sigh and wordlessly slides the paper with her drawing. It's yours. Really? Thanks. Don't mention it. No, really. Don't. She's cool. The rest of the period was a blur. I'm 100% a practical learner, so all this textbook and writing stuff is just hell for me. But sure enough, see ya. Freedom! Just stay a minute longer, Marshka. I noticed a few students lingering, throwing glances my way as they filed out. Right, they probably think I'm teacher's pet. Mr. Eidekin pulled out a blank slip of paper. Alright, need a note to get my books. He thumps his pocket, but seems unable to find any writing tool. I follow his gaze as he sweeps across the class until our eyes land on his feather quill on his desk. He pauses, clearly reluctant to cross the distance to get it. Without thinking, I reach for my utility belt and pull out my own feather pen. It's only after Mr. Eidekin's eyes widen and his wings twitch in surprise do I realize what I'd done. Why did I? Mr. Eidekin just stands there, looking between me and the pen, clearly not expecting this sort of link between us. He then seems to give me a once-over, no doubt finally noticing how odd I am compared to most other students. Particularly, his gaze lingers on my goggles, armor, and, to my surprise, my water bottle and its thigh holder. Finally, he carefully takes Boomer's feather pen from my hand. Seems he noticed the tip is that of a mechanical pen, a clear see-through casing with wonderful vials inside with a little flick switch for changing the color. Snapping himself out of his surprise, he quickly writes down on the paper before handing it and my pen back to me. Just show this to the librarian, she'll hand you your books. I get the feeling he wants to say more or ask questions, but now's not the time. On your way now. Inco reskin. Okay, I need to have it mentioned less often, noted. He keeps that thing on him. Well, I know most autistic people use their autism as a crutch and they keep bringing it up a lot. So, me being on the very light spectrum, don't like to do that. But, like, there's people like Christian Weston Chandler who always bring up, I have autism. It's always autistic this, autistic that. I don't know. With autism, you can write it whatever you want. It's believable anyway. After surviving not one, but now 2 classes without incident, I head to the library. The friendly librarian, a quizzicatalist, takes Eidekin's note and quickly returns with a stack of textbooks. I even got a fancy laminated official St. Hammond High library card. Pack the books in my backpack and slip the card into my utility belt. Eidekin's introduction makes me think he might just turn out to be one of the better teachers I've had. Now, time to refill the tank, so to speak. Despite the quality dinner and breakfast I had, my stomach tends to burn through energy quite fast. Good thing it's lunchtime. Turning the last corner, I push the cafeteria doors wide open, and am stopped dead in my tracks. He keeps that thing on him. Wasn't my intention. I got the tism myself, just fucked up adding it in. Whipping out the tism card. There's so many forms of it. That's why it's called a spectrum. There's low functioning, high functioning. It's funny how Christian just says he's high functioning, but not really. That dude definitely needs a caretaker. The whole place is overtaken by total chaos. This shit is like out of a disaster movie. Some students have even scaled the fucking walls, flinging food like missiles. The place is a war zone of spilled food and scattered silverware. The security guard by the door doesn't even blink. Like this shit is just another day at the office. What in the hell would be bad enough for him to take action? Sweet Raptor Jesus. I've been to plenty of schools with rowdy lunch periods, but never anything like this. Even the ones with more dinos than humans didn't hit this level of anarchy. I scanned the chaos, hoping to find a calm spot, somewhere I might fit in, but all I see are tight-knit cliques. A knot of unease forms in my stomach. Shit. Have I already missed my chance to find my place here? Come on, Marshka, it's only the second day. I'm not giving up that easily. Yo, Marco! A familiar voice cuts through the noise behind me. Before I can react, something solid slams into my mid-back. Only the weight of my steel-plated boots keeps me grounded. I'm almost knocked into an active riot. I turn to find Damien grinning. Yeah, grilling. He's going to be grilling soon, taking his father's footsteps. Damien grinning, his frills puffed out. Either he checked me with his arm or his tail. What was that for? What, already forgot about me? You don't got anywhere to be, right? Come on, we're going somewhere. I remember Damien's invitation just as he starts pushing through the chaos. Guess I better follow. What kind of dinosaur would Christian be? Oh, Lord. Also, it showed up twice. I've tried to have it so the lines and inner thought that are full italics like the line that said. Same one as Buster, I would assume. Sure, I could see it. All you'd have to do is add like a purple, or not purple, one of those blue wigs onto him, and now he's Christian. Then blurred out of his mouth into guess that natural armor isn't always a benefit, huh? It might be another type of reptile, like a turtle. There's no way it's silverware, it's all plastic because they don't give a dime to the school. Or a frog, something not as cool as a dino. Didn't they make him like an anteater or something in fucking Sonic? I forget. I studied myself and following, dodging elbows and food trays as students rushed past us like a storm. The Megalodons are going to rule this year. Oh great, now we got turf wars starting up, as if this place wasn't enough like a war zone already. A fast object in the corner of my vision forced me to shoot my arm up, barely blocking a flying tray with my gun brace. God damn it, how is Damien so calm? Is this seriously the norm around here? Finally, we break through to a corner of the cafeteria where the madness seems to die down. Hey, you're alive. I glance at the scratch on my vem brace before shooting Damien an annoyed look. I had to block 2 trays aimed at my face. That's just the school spirit you blocked. He looks at my vem braces again. Those are rad, man. You got this whole medieval knight vibe going on. Medieval knight, huh? I grunt and nod. Based on that, I think he just assumes they're cosplay or a fashion choice. Either way, here's hoping he doesn't dig deeper. The scratch is an easy fix, more annoying than anything. I look up and scan the area Damien brought me to. It's basically barren. All save for one familiar occupant. Looks like I've run into the Gator girl, and it seems she wasn't expecting this either. Oh, yo. Now snap, you know Olivia? Right, Olivia's the name. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you two met already? Well, because we only just met in art class. Oh, okay, I get it now. Still, that's awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's off screwing around with school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What does she need with the student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything from them. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer, as in handling the school finances. Treasurer? Something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia doesn't reply, just grunts. She doesn't even look up. So you're an artist too, Damien? I don't have the patience to sit around for hours like that. You're not in any of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. He waves an arm over Olivia like he's revealing a display piece. As for Gator Girl, she just grunts again. What do you do then, Olivia? Olivia finally looks up, wearing an indifferent expression. Huh? What was that? I can't hear her voice over the distant war noises echoing through the cafeteria. Sorry, I can't hear you over the chaos back there. Don't sweat it, she's just the real quiet type. I paint! Whoa, hey. Olivia's outburst startles me, but not for the same reason as Damien. Holy shit, her voice is almost as fucked as mine. It sounds like she hasn't had water in ages. I hadn't noticed how strange her voice was until now, since she'd only spoken in short bursts before. Her guttural rasps is eerily similar to my own, which is something I never encountered before. From personal experience, I know that shout had to hurt. Kinda like how dudes can sense the pain of other dudes getting hit in the nuts. Knowing how painful that shout must have been, I catch my hand almost instinctively reaching towards my water bottle. Almost had a repeat of earlier with Mr. Idekin and my feather pen, both times subconsciously and without thought. Could this be another instinctual urge to connect? I glance at Olivia's neck, searching for any signs of injury or scarring that might have explained her voice. But her scales look unblemished. Is her voice related to the chair, or is it something else entirely? Olivia hunches back over her tray, uncomfortable with the intention her outburst has drawn. I know the feeling well. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He plops down at the table and digs into a slab of mystery meat. My stomach rumbles as the smell of seared meat hits me. Right. Food. After the morning jog, a feeling of hunger is really starting to kick in now. I look over to the front of the cafeteria where an Edmondsaurus chef is dishing out food with impressive speed. But despite his efficiency, the line stretches far into the active riot. Damn that line. They follow my gaze, taking in the scene. It's more of a full-blown riot now. One raptor in particular hunches behind a larger dino, and from his stance, it looks like he's about to rush the kitchen. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it. Before I can even ask why, the raptor makes his dash, only for the chef to whip out a fire extinguisher and straight up snipe the raptor in the face before he even gets 10 feet of the kitchen. This ain't a buffet, Private, neither a damn drive-thru, and it sure as hell ain't your mama's house. You will wait your damn turn in a single-file line, or with my fallen brothers as witness, I'll go full DEFCON 1 and flood this room with enough CO2 to make it a war crime. Holy shit. Yeah, that's Chef Chiron. We can riot all we want, but dare to even think about rushing the kitchen, and y'all get sniped. Oh, I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Oops. And then returns to... Okay, he's flat out attacking his steak at this point, using one foot to hold it down as he tears into it. It's a display of dino etiquette that I decide not to question. If I had clawed feet... Actually, no. I don't think I'd use my foot like that. Suddenly, the squeak of rubber on granite draws my attention to Olivia. She rolls back a few inches in her wheelchair, creating a rasping noise against the floor, her way of getting our attention. Oh, what's up? Olivia silently tilts her head towards the courtyard doors behind her. Following her gesture, I notice a few vending machines outside. Cheers, I'll check them out. Leaving Damien and Olivia behind, I head through the double doors and into the courtyard. How's chat doing? Sonic Human Alien claims another victim. The dinosaur with 1,000 teeth species. No, wait, that doesn't fit. Frankie, she's a wild one, innit? Not the first time I've been forced to settle for just a soda and some chips for a meal, but better than facing that mess on an empty stomach. Ah, looks like I can just tap and go. Nice. Now let's see. The basics. Spritosaurus. The healthy choice. Stego snacks. Mystery meat flavored dew in a can. Oh god. Well, basics, I guess. It ain't much, but it's better than nothing, I guess. I might as well pick out a few other brains I recognize as well. Enough to tide me over for the rest of the school day. As I reached down to grab them, a strange sensation crept up my neck, like someone was watching me. When I looked up, I caught Olivia glancing at me from the table before she quickly turned away. Was she? She was probably just sizing up the new guy. I'm certainly not your normal outsider, to be fair. Or maybe she was checking out my toned ass. Bruh, shut it, brain. Anyway, with a bit of luck and some free food should help break the ice. I get the feeling it'll work with Damien at the very least. Having packed the various snacks and drinks across my belt pouches, I head back inside, depositing my loot near the middle of the table. I slide one of the cans across to Damien. They're just straight up pogging, like I just handed him some treasure. Whoa, dude! It's only common loot, really. Hey, man. Hey, one man's common is another man's rare. I watch as Damien hoists the can high and, straight up chomps on the underside of the can. I'm dumbfounded by his method, but I watch the liquid drain from the bright holes into his gullet. Honestly, if I had dino jaws, I'd probably do the same. He seems like a chill dude. I drifted to Olivia, and there's her. I slide a few select options her way, trying to gauge her reaction. At first, she looks at them suspiciously, as if they were mimics, or like I had laced them with some shit. But after a pause, she grabs a pack of chips and tears it open with her sharp claws. Damien, now done with his drink, tosses the shredded soda can into a nearby bin with a satisfied sigh. Caffeine ambrosia. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art, right. She's really good, Marksky. Like you wouldn't believe. First Marco, now Marksky. Could at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? I could take some nice shots of her work if you like. Don't need, dude. I already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean... Now watch this. I can't help but smirk as I reach up to my goggles with a twist. The hidden mechanism kick in, and the lenses extend with a soft mechanical whirl. You say I'm something of a photographer. The look on Damien's face is priceless. His jaw drops as he stares at my gear. But just as quickly he reaches for the goggles, I react without thinking, swatting his hand away before he can touch my precious kit. Hey. Sorry, habit. Despite the brush off, Damien didn't seem fazed. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia's eyes shifted towards me, eyeing me up and down through a furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy I almost ran over yesterday? And the guy who face-planted down the stairs yesterday? Yep. Yeah, nah. Oh, they both talk. What the hell, Damien? Yeah, nah. Yeah, I'm the guy she almost ran over yesterday. Thanks for that, by the way. But nah, to say I face-planted is a gross embellishment. It was bad. You got Yamcha, dude. Fuck me. Anyways, how the hell does everyone know about that? Damien looks aside sheepishly. I may have had a hand in spreading the story around. Dude, thought it was funny. Don't worry though, everyone has some embarrassing story. One time I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. You... what? You mean like jammed the door, or it took him an hour to get it out? On second thought, I'd rather not know. See, everyone's got something. Olivia goes back to snacking, her eyes staring off into the distance as if lost in thought. Damon gets in close to me, extending one of his frills, blocking Olivia from view. He had no idea he could control one of these at a time. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. Huh? She said like 3, maybe 5 things, and at least one of them was a grunt. So what's with the curtain call? It's a secret meeting. Those are cool. Fair, but still, you really saying this is like the most she's spoken in a year? Yeah, dude, seriously, this is huge. She's really warming up to you, I can tell. He sits back down, smiling at me, clearly pleased. This whole thing is weird. Olivia seems fine to talk to, albeit a little unresponsive. I doubt it's that bad. She's probably just introverted, like me. I watch her eat a few more chips. She looks completely normal. Then again, if anyone knows about appearing normal while holding big secrets, it's me. Right, making new friends was one of my main goals this year. Just wasn't expecting them to be such an interesting bunch. I take a seat next to Damien, tearing into a bag of barbecue chips. At least I got a seat. Mostly peaceful despite the clusterfuck still going on and just a couple of strides away. Ah, there you are, Markshka. A familiar voice interrupts my thoughts. I see a familiar face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hands. Ben? Right, Ben, the student council president who gave me a tour yesterday. Glad to see you made it to lunch this time. Oh, hey, Ben. I'm guessing you and Marksky here already met. Uh-huh. Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Marksky here yesterday. Damien lets out a cackle and once again gives me a good whack on the back. Ah. My goggles almost fly off with the impact. That's twice now he whacked me with his tail. Guessing that's just what Dino Bros do, huh? Dino just been watching me with a concerned look. No doubt having heard of the only human student Yamchaing himself on the first day. This better not stick. Truly a fate worse than death. Yeah, about yesterday. There's been speculation that your tumble was because of the impact you took in gym class. And looks towards the only other part of the cafeteria not rioting, signaling someone with his a nod. I follow his gaze and spot a Dino Girl a few strides away. Ben motions for her to come closer. There's something familiar about her. She gives a clearly strained smile and begins to approach. Blonde hair and red scales. Okay, I'm here. I only realize as I watch the other nearby students quiet down and step aside like they're avoiding some kind of danger. This is the one who decked me. She gets closer. I can't help but study her. She's just as tall as Damien, so I still have the height advantage. I glance at Damien, seeing his smile replaced by a wide look of concern. His frills are tucked tight against his neck. From how on edge he is, this could go bad. Marshka, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia steps up, standing right in front of me. She has to tilt her head back, seeing how I'm at least half a foot taller. From the twitch in her eye, she's not happy about it. She takes a sharp breath through clenched teeth, clearly trying to hold back her irritation. Sorry. I've got a bad feeling about this. Better wrap it up. Sure, it's all good. Sure enough, her face shifts instantly and she cuts me off. knock you so bad that you forgot how stairs work. Really, is that the best you can come up with? And has been looking more and more uncomfortable, clearly not how he had hoped this would go. She's moving closer now. What's she doing? Ah, shit. I'm gonna try to throw her arm around my neck like some fake show of camaraderie. Camaraderie! I blinked when her hot breath touches my eyes, so before I could fully process what she was doing, my arm shot up of its own accord. My forearm was caught in my iron grip. Years of keeping people at bay, of hiding away, and having sharpened my instincts. For the worst in this case. Mia lets out a low snarl and tries to yank her arm free, but she realizes she can't break my grip. Well, my ass is cooked if I can't de-escalate this. Shut it, brain. Fuck, this is bad, though. Better come up with something, quick. I let her arm go quickly, running through the dialogue options in my own mind, trying to come up with something, anything. She yanks her arm back, almost reaching to rub the spot I grabbed, but pull her arm back, trying to play it off. How dare... Oh shit, here we go. Forget them all. Touch me again, or show off like you did with that last stand bullshit after you got hit again, and I'll fucking end you. Petty insults are one thing, but actual threats, that's another story. I tense up, ready in case she takes this any further. As I brace myself, a sheen of light bounces off one of her tail spikes, reflecting off one of my bed braces right back to her eyes. Ah. The shine seems to have thrown her off momentarily. Her gaze shifted downwards. What was that? That was a weird bump. Is this track not like looped right? Seems she finally noticed I wasn't defenseless as she thought. Seems the surprise has thrown her through a loop. Now it's the time to de-escalate. Sorry for grabbing, force of habit. Your prior apology is appreciated, but unnecessary. I should have been paying attention, left myself wide open. She opens her mouth as to say something, but decides against it. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Duh, Mia, that's not quite. Oh, boo, you know how I am. Did she just flash him fuck me eyes? Yes, I know, but you promised you'd be nicer. I know, and I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. Yeah, so that's how it is. I sigh, letting my shoulders sag as I watched her silently walk into the crowded cafeteria, vanishing into the crowd. Damn, kinda wanted to throw hands. Shut it. Damon gives me a light jab, drawing my attention. Dude, you grabbed her. Yeah, that wasn't intentional. I just get reactive about people who clearly mean harm. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Marshka. I heard about a bad headshot in PE and your tumble shortly after and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll talk to her about it more later. I shake my head. I'd rather just let it go, honestly. So, you and her, huh? Yeah, since the start of high school. Quite the catch you landed. You know it. But yeah, I'm sorry your first impression of her wasn't ideal. That's fine, it was just dodgeball. Besides, the headshot helped in the end. Hey, dumbass, you're whispering out loud. Shit. Just move on quick. But yeah, it's all water under the bridge. Yeah. Damien? Didn't even notice Damien had gone back to his meal. He looks back up with a blank expression. Did you not spread rumors around about your fellow classmates? No worries, Marky and I are cool. That still doesn't make it right. Sure. Yes, sir. Yeah. Shoots Ben a lazy salute. Ben sighs, shaking his head at Damien's sarcasm. He places his tray next to me and sits down. It's fine, Ben. Already over it. Not one to hold grudges, really. He pokes at his food for a moment before looking back up, his gaze wandering before landing on my goggles. By the way, Marshka, what's with the goggles, if you don't mind me asking? Huh? Oh, it's my camera. What? I was telling Damien and Olivia about them earlier. That's impossible. They don't make cameras like your goggles. I know, I built them myself. I pull my goggles down, activating the camera mode with a few dial twists and clicks. Built yourself? Are you... What? Whoa. I took apart 2 high-end DSLRs and slapped them together with a microcomputer. Huh. First couple of versions were pretty bad, though. This one's version 3. No, 4. Can I try them? Well, Ben does have his own high-end DSLR. Sure. I take off my goggles and hand them to Ben, who gingerly slides them over his... I think crest is the word? I must say, these are remarkable. I think I recognize the actual camera lens, too. Quality stuff. Ben starts twisting the dials randomly, flickering through the different modes. Oh shit, things that bug. Whoa there, slow down then. If you switch modes too quickly, it... Ah! You okay, Ben? I think so. Shit, sorry, Ben. I forgot to warn you about that bug. If you switch modes too quickly, the camera flashes. But if the camera mode isn't active, the flash shoots inwards instead of outwards. Also, the flash is like 5 times brighter, too. Sorry about that, man. I see. Well, I suppose it just proves you built it after all. So, how fast should I? Here, let me. I reach over and twist each dial 1 click at a time, about half a second each. The quickest that can be safely twisted. Each twist makes a different noise? Yeah, each mode in the sub-menu has its own unique noise. I can operate it with my eyes closed, bit of an audio file, I'll admit. Because of the tism, lol. But shush. Alright, there we go. Shutter button's behind the right side dial. Just look and shoot. Ben takes a moment to look around before taking the test photo. Oh, the image even shows up on the other lens. That's a great photo quality, too. Despite that bug, this thing is incredible. It's nothing too special, just wanted to free my hands up and be quick on the draw. Ben slides the goggles off, flipping them around to inspect the lenses directly. Thought I'd recognize this lens. It's only a model or two behind my own DSLR. He hands me back my camera and I slide it back onto my forehead. Cheers. Something special like that, it'd have to be super easy to get some great shots. Yeah, I've built up quite the portfolio during my travels. A portfolio? Oh man, I only got mine a month ago. Also travels. Well, I first moved to America on the East Coast, moved through 10 states, and ended up on the West Coast. Oh man, traveling like that as a photographer sounds amazing. I bet you got tons of pieces to choose from for the New Year's art contest. Amazing, huh? If only he knew the reason for those travels. Hang on, what contest? He missed that. He missed that announcement. What is this? What's this about a contest? The school has an annual art contest at the start of every new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the winning piece that gets submitted for publication in a couple of big-time magazines. Nice, cold hard cash. Wait, oh shit, an actual shot at getting my work published? This could be just what I need, a chance to get my foot in the door. But would they even accept game design and take it seriously, though? They better. I'm tired of my craft being overlooked. That sounds awesome, mate. I'd love to get my work showcased. Of course, that also means a lot of students plan ahead and work all summer on something to submit. naturally. Wait, when is this contest again? Around the start of the year, so in a month or two, something like that. Wait, what? A contest with a cash prize and the chance to get published at the start of the year? I throw my hands up, talk about fucking over the new guy. Would it make more sense to give everyone a full year to prepare? It also screws over anyone joining the school for their final year. I guess so. It's because it's rare for students to transfer in during their senior year. Most transfer in as juniors, and only a handful join as sophomores. In fact, you're the only student to join during senior year since I became student council president. So I guess that makes sense. It's fine. I'll think of something. That's the spirit. So what about you, Ben? You doing anything for it? You know it. Oh, good luck. Liz said she turned in the perfect piece yesterday. Hey, don't count me out just yet. I got a few things I can whip up, even on short notice. Hey, Olivia could help you out. With your shots and her art, you two could totally win. Actually, I was thinking of submitting a Wait, where's Olivia? Olivia? We all turned where Olivia was sitting, only to see an empty space. When did she leave? I pull my goggles down to switch to magnification, scanning the crowded cafeteria. In seconds, I spot Olivia rolling towards the main entrance, but she quickly disappears into the crowd. I flip my goggles back up and glance at Damien and Ben. Damien looks puzzled and disappointed, his usual upbeat energy gone, leaving a deflated look in its place. Ben, on the other hand, he seems more annoyed, his lips tighten and his eyes narrow as he stares at the spot Olivia had left behind. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. I can sense the tension in Ben's words. It's obvious there's some history between them and Olivia. I'm too new to be digging into their business. Only been here a few days, after all. Better try and bring the topic back to the contest. Well, even without the heads up, I still want to submit something. You can upload your submissions on the school's website. The school's website? So I'll need an account, I assume. You don't have one? Nah, my family only moved to Volcatera a few days ago, so my orientation was hella rushed. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it might take 5 minutes at most to make one. 5 minutes, so why the delay? Nobody wants to deal with it. I'll set it up then. Clearly, it's not hard. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in Stuco who could help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty day today. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe? Looks like I'm meeting Liz today, after all. Either way, the computer lab is in the back of the library. Back of the library, got it. Might as well take care of this before lunch is over. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, dude. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grab some of the remaining snacks and sodas, tucking them into my utility belt pouches before adjusting my backpack and heading off. My mind races through thoughts of the years I've spent perfecting my craft. Sure, I could show off my art and metalworking class, but my heart has always been in creating digital worlds. Games that offered some escape that once helped me through the hardest of times. Alright, I'm probably going to stick a fork in it here and probably take a break. That's like 2 hours and a half, and we're like probably barely halfway through. Man. This is chunky. This is like some Wani Gamu chunky. Let me go to the main menu for some background noise. Oh, pull myself up out of my bed. Oh, I'm probably way behind in chat. Alright, where are we? Let me scroll. To be fair. It might look like shit, but storage spaces are a godsend. I personally have a jacket that has like 20 pockets in it. Best purchase I ever made. Is this just Wani with an OC? Yes. God, I wish that was me. For what, Mia? First draft, there are new characters, classes, but only minor changes this chapter. Going to rework, do most of it. The music isn't looped. Noticed that myself. He has heavy armor and piercing resistance, bitch. You have no power here. Ash baby moment. I need to buy Wani so I can play mods. Or you could just watch the streams. After the Liz thing, like normal, is chapter 3. Only the first class is available. Fully new classes as well. Rough. Every rough, though, in more ways than one. It's almost near the end. Oh boy. I cut it off early, I guess. But that's okay, because if we're close to the end, that means I can jump into the other mods too for tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Friday. Oh boy, I'm dry. Oh. I guess we'll wrap it up here. I don't think I'll be coming back tonight with anything else. I do want to play more Dragon Warrior 3. I've been itching to play that, and I can't really play it without streaming it, because then I'll get like miles away from where the last video was. Yeah, Mia. I thought so. I really should go eat too. I'm kind of hungry. Oh. Anyways, I probably should head off for real, seeing as chat's pretty much dead, and it's alright. I'll be back Thursday maybe, and if not, Friday for sure. So, have a good night.